Changes and challenges. Changes and challenges. It's a very good thing. Why? Because it fits. It fits today. We are in a state of change. As you know, things don't happen as they used to happen, where you could, I always use the analogy, you could have a job, look forward to retiring, getting a pension, longevity. Well, longevity doesn't work these days. You're fortunate if you stay on the job 5 years. If it doesn't leave or you have to leave, something. So we're in constant flux, constant state of change. And if we do business as usual, we will fail. There is no more business as usual. Business as usual doesn't mean status quo anymore. It means you're going back. That means we have to make very key and strategic decisions that are designed to position us in the future. And if we make the wrong decision, then we're going to be shackled with that for years. And I think it boils down to several things. I think it boils down to our economy, education, and what does it cost to deliver service. If you're doing service in the sewer or water or if you air service, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It is, where's our economy? How can we reduce the cost of doing whatever it is that we do? And all three of them are tied together. Because if I promote a regional economy, why? Because I believe that it is a necessity. It does not feel good. It is what we have to do if we're going to survive. We can no longer continue to do business as usual and compete among ourselves and steal from each other. We have to work as a region, as a regional unit, as an economic unit to be able to compete nationally and internationally. Not only to retain jobs, but to expand jobs here and to attract new investments here, to create prosperity in this region. Then we need to look at our educational system. Because without education, everything will fail. But if we do not have an educational system that educates young people in a way that they can be productive members of society, create the kind of brain power and workforce that we need to be prosperous and create a career path for them, then we will fail. So we need education and we need an economy. You know, again, it's a very practical thing to me. You know, they say Cleveland is the poorest city in the nation. Now, I question the methodology because you can't go from 1 to 12 back to number 1 again. So there's something happening there. But the point is that we have problems. There's significant poverty in Cleveland. And as you will probably admit, that poverty is not just associated with Cleveland now. It's beginning to creep out. And there's different, poverty is relative. You know, if your standard of living is here, but your income is here, then you're poor. You got issues, right? If you measure poverty based on who works in Cleveland, we're not a poor city. We're a pretty wealthy city. We have a lot of money in Cleveland today. I don't know how many of you live in Cleveland, and I don't know how much money you make, but you're in Cleveland today. And if you work in Cleveland, you earn your money here, then if we measure the people who are in Cleveland today and who work here, then it's quite a bit of money. And believe me, we would not be poor if we measured it by that way. So that means that a lot of people who work in Cleveland just don't live here. And then there are people who live in Cleveland and who have jobs, but they don't work in Cleveland. They work somewhere else. So it's to my advantage to have a regional economy. Why? Because I know if I can retain jobs, expand jobs, and create new jobs, who will work in this region? It will be Clevelanders. So my way of impacting poverty is to deal with a regional economy, and my way of impacting the quality of life through revenues that we need to run our agencies and city is through this investment, which means I need a regional economy for this stuff to work. We have to allow businesses to move across our boundaries in a way that will allow them to go where their markets are, where their labor force is, where transportation is, locate wherever it is in their best business interest, not compete among ourselves where we steal from each other internally in the region, create a common incentive package to accomplish that, and then if a company has to move for their own business reason, to share the revenue associated with it so that the city it moves from does not suffer financial loss to the extent of losing all the income tax. If we don't do that, ladies and gentlemen, we will fail. That means we cannot do business as usual. We cannot do business as usual. Education is the same way. A child educated in Cleveland should have expectation of the same level of education anywhere in this region. If a child is in the 10th grade in Cleveland, they should be able to leave the 10th grade in Cleveland, go anywhere in this region, and go into the 10th grade and have the same academic performance standard and reading the same book, and when they go from here to there that week, they should be on the same subject matter. Anything less than that is a failure. Anything less than that is just business as usual. Business as usual is not status quo, it is going backwards. And I'm saying to you that if I can create an educational system in Cleveland that is quality and produces educational excellence, where people will choose to put their children in our system because of that excellence in education, I will have 100,000 more people living in the city of Cleveland overnight. And I'm saying if this region can do that, we will have 1 million people in this region, additional people in this region, pretty much overnight. And that in and of itself would drive an economy. That in and of itself would drive the demand for goods and service, for housing. And we would have to plan. We would have to plan that development in a regional sense so that we do infrastructure and create development opportunity based on a plan for creating that economy, a regional economy that can compete nationally, internationally, rather than having something helter-skelter, business as usual, that will ultimately wind up spending our money, wasting the money, creating competition between us, and basically cannibalizing ourselves. And finally, all this will result in better service. We need quality of life. We need quality of life. We have to be able to produce for the people that we represent and the people we serve the quality of life that they deserve. Everywhere I go, people ask for things, but 99.9% of the time they only ask for what they have a right to in the first place. And the only reason they complain is because we don't give it to them. People have a right. They have a right to quality of life. They have a right to quality service. And we have to figure out a way to provide that more of that service that is a better quality service for less money. Any other way is business as usual. And if we again do business as usual, we will fail. So I think this is a great thing that we are in change. It's going to happen regardless of what we say or what we think. We can't sit around and say, please don't change it. It is going to change. If we do not get ahead of it and run to the fight and grab it and work with it and accept the challenges of this time, and make the right political decision and the right decisions and do those things that we should do. If we don't do all of those things, then we will fail. So great thing, changes and challenges. Thank you very much.